Millions of people have taken to the Chinese app TikTok to complain about the Chinese spy balloon that was over the United States for the better part of a week and shot down over the weekend. Today we're going to talk about that.
3, 2, 1, fight off.
So if you've been watching the news or any aviation channels, you know that the F-22 got its first air-to-air kill just off the coast of South Carolina, shooting down the Chinese balloon that was stealing our thoughts and secrets and taking pictures of people in their underwear. Not to be confused with TikTok, which just does it on your phone. But a lot of people have asked some questions about it. Here's the video. Actually, somebody sent me this video, so it's one that's not viral or in the media, but it shows kind of how the shoot went down.
Yo, they just shot it. No way. Let's go.
So as you can see in the video, it's one F-22. There's actually another one. His wingman's there. If you look at some other videos, they actually circle it. They get on-scene command from the air battle managers and the airborne controllers, and they do a lap or two around it and then roll in for a shoot. Now, they had to shut down the airspace. And the reason they had to shut down the airspace is because you don't want to inadvertently shoot down an airliner. That would be really bad when you're just trying to shoot down a balloon that's already been all over the United States. So they were treating this a lot like a missile shoot, which I know a little bit about because I was the detachment OIC for a missile shoot we did in Miramar off the coast of California. And you have to make sure, number one, that the airspace is clear, that you're in a place where you're not going to inadvertently shoot down an airliner, but you also have to make sure that everything below is clear because you don't want either debris or an inadvertent missile taken out, a fisherman or a farmer if it's over the continental United States. So they did this in an area where they were shooting away from the coast. I think the run-in heading, if you listen to the tapes, is about a 140 heading. Also in a way that, they're not going to endanger anybody on the ground, and then they can recover the debris. A lot of people ask, why didn't they shoot it down earlier? I mean, I don't have that security clearance. I don't know what they know. There are reasons that you wait. Number one, if it's not an immediate threat, you can gain intelligence on what it's doing, what signals it's sending out, what signals it's receiving. You can gain a lot of intelligence by listening. Also, there is the risk when you just randomly scramble that you're giving away our own tactics, techniques, capabilities, etc., when you just react to something without giving it a chance to figure out what it is, especially when it's not a threat. Because remember, I joke about this, but China's already got a lot of spyware in the digital world. They steal a lot of secrets as it is. So this is not the only way they're spying on you right now. Second, satellites. A lot of information is already readily available because they've got satellites parked right over all these bases. So it's not an urgent threat. It is good for a 24-hour news cycle, but not necessarily something that immediately has to be done. Now, if it starts posing another threat, absolutely. So they waited until it got to the East Coast where they could shoot it down and then go pick it up over the water, hopefully. Second question is people ask about is, well, why didn't they just use the gun? So if I remember from the audio, the article says 60 to 65,000. I think one of the bullseye cuts was 64,000. So that's F-22 territory. That's why the F-22 is the best capable for this. A balloon of this caliber is not something that you can just pop. You punch holes in it, it's still going to stay aloft. In fact, it probably becomes even more unpredictable because it's going to start a slow descent depending on how big the puncture hole is. Remember, you're talking 20 millimeter, which may or may not be HEI, but it doesn't matter. You're not going to take out a balloon with a burst of 20 millimeter reliably. And that's the issue, is you have a small area with which you have to engage this object and ensure that it is taken down. And you can't just sit there and try to shoot at 60,000 feet, which is a high altitude for any jet. Just in general, there's a lot of unknowns. So they go to the AIM-9X, which has a small warhead. It has the ability, it's a good shot because you look up, you've got a nice heat signature because it's cold air and it's reflective. It's got all the properties that it would be a pretty good heater shot. So they take the AIM-9X shot. A couple people think that they shot the balloon. Looking at the video, I'm not so sure about that. I actually think they shot the object because to me that would be the highest contrast for the AIM-9X and also the highest probability of kill shot because you take that, it releases the tethers, the thing falls to the ground versus you shoot through the balloon. Number one, I don't know if you can track an object like that. I mean, I don't know. But second, same problem, right? You punch a hole through it because it's a AIM-9X and it doesn't do anything. I think your best shot is proximity fuse with the AIM-9X. It blows up, frags, releases the tether, the thing falls to the ground. You get whatever's intact when it hits the ground and find out what exactly it was. So this, I think, is a lot of firsts. It's the first F-22 kill. I believe it's one of the highest air-to-air kills in history. And I'm not sure, but I think this might be the first air-to-air kill over the United States as well. So a lot of firsts going on here. Realize that there were a lot of support agencies and support units involved. F-15s, which do alert mission, were involved in this. Obviously, NORAD, the Northeastern Air Defense Sector, tanker support, all the command and control assets, and then even the Navy was involved with ships off the coast to help track it and recover it. So a team effort to take this out. It was safely and professionally done. Nobody was hurt. Nobody was killed. And now there's intelligence to be gained from that. So good job to the Raptor community for taking this. This is not a primary mission. They're not sitting alert at Langley. So I'm sure there was a thrash in the squadron, and they probably got one of their more experienced, weapons officers and who had another experienced fighter pilot as the wingman to give this tasking because, it's not a problem that we think about. It's not a normal problem. This was a new problem that they had to come up with innovative ideas, and I think they did a great job with doing that. This wasn't something that that you can look back and say, oh, they did it wrong. I think the fact that they were successful, first shot, first kill, awesome. Great job, guys. And hopefully we'll gain a lot of information out of this and find out exactly what the long-term plan is for having these balloons that China says is just meteorological information, but like I said, they have a robust spy program, which all major countries do, and that is their goal, to gain as much intelligence as they can. So short video, but there's really just not much to it. Balloon was over the United States. We shot it down. Now we're going to get a bunch of information. So let me know in the comments what you think. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.